So hello everyone, this is Mari Lewis and this is my Mari Moment. This Mari Moment is focused on being old, brown, and sexy. I can't begin to tell you, being in the pageant since 2018, I started doing the senior pageants. And yes, I've had my successes, all right. But at the same time, they've also been failures. I mean, because of one thing. I meet the criteria of age. I meet the criteria of being female. But apparently, I don't meet the criteria of a few other things that go on with pageants. It said I'm opinionated. Okay. I know I'm old. But I don't look my age. And let's face it also, I don't act my age. I've been around ladies who are in their 60s, perky little things, spunky little things. But they're not me. And that really seems to go against me in a good way and in a bad way. Now, when I was performing, it was definitely a fight. I would come into auditions being just as qualified, as well-trained, having my credentials, my resume, ready to go. But what would do it is the fact, and I have to admit, it's been told to me to my face more than once, well, we can't put you in the background. Then put me in front. But during my days of performing, and you young chickies probably think, oh, that didn't happen, but it was quite the truth. And that is, if you go to an audition, first of all, if they don't say no blacks allowed, you're still open to go, because that's the affirmative action program. It says you can still go and try out. The same thing with the job interview. As long as they don't say no ethnics allowed, you can still go and try out for that job. May not pick you, but at least you got the opportunity to go there and show them what you can do. And that's what my life has been, getting out there and showing folks what I can do. That's really all an ethnic wants, the equal opportunity. Give me the same opportunity as someone who doesn't look like me. All right, going back to auditions. The auditions during the time that I was coming through, starting in the 70s, was that if they can pick any, they're only going to pick one. So if I show up at an audition and I'm the only one, I stand a good chance if they can pick any. But if I go to an audition and there's me and another chick, I no longer audition or compete with the other dancers or singers or whatever the audition was for. I no longer compete with those people. I am competing with this other black chick. And we are trying to kill each other. That's the only word I can use, okay? Because if they can pick any, they can only pick one, or they will only pick one, all right? Now, if I go to an audition and it's me and a black guy, then I'm done. Especially a dance audition, because when I was doing ballet and high-end jazz, Bob Fosse level, they love being picked up by a nice, strong-looking guy and carried across the stage. That was their epitome of that. I am a classical ballet dancer. I am beautiful. So there's no use even worrying about it. They're going to pick him because he can pick up little white chick and take her around. Okay, whatever. I got a lot of my jobs basically because I just kept coming back. I would go and prepare 10,000%. Show up and know that I was kicking it and have not a chance in hell of getting the show. But you go there and you do your 10,000%. You bring your AAA game. And all you can hope for is that maybe they won't pick me, but hopefully they were impressed enough that I have maybe opened the door a couple of years down the road for somebody else. That has been my life. That has been my career. That has been the way I motivate, inspire, and support my black community, my ethnic friends, and etc. Because you'd like it to be me, but maybe if it's not me this year and I come next year and audition, there'll be somebody who says, oh, you know, she's still there, still looking good, okay. I have been to auditions where I would get down to the last one, me and maybe one other chick, blonde chick, what can I say? And they would have us doing the routine over and over and over and over to the point where you're almost ready to go into cardiac arrest. And it was mostly because, not that they intended to pick me, but it was because they're hoping that some of my nuances, some of the things that I do that make me stand out, will rub off on her. Or she'll at least be smart enough to maybe pick up on a couple of the nuances. Now, those auditions hurt because you know it. And I'm sorry, like I said, I've been doing this since I was 15. You know it. And you just keep dancing, dancing, dancing. You don't fall, you don't trip, you don't breathe hard. You know hell well you're not going to get it, but you still keep, I still keep going. So, that is the thing about now. I'm 65. And I think I've kept myself up pretty good. I'm very proud of my body. Because as I was telling someone once, I said when I was 33, I went to my last dance audition because it was so unfair. And it was to a point where it was during a time like in the 80s when everybody wanted flash dance. They wanted gobs and gobs of people. They wanted all these people just dancing and jumping on cars and etc. and so on. And to do flips and things like that is still high-end training. And then they didn't want to pay them. I mean, I went to one audition where they wanted something like this, and they wanted to pay us $10 for the whole day. And we had to be there from 5 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock the following morning. And they wanted to pay us $10. That was it. $10 and a sandwich. And we're supposed to go, oh, yes, for the opportunity to be in a whole gang of people and hope that I can pick me. You're not even going to put my name on the credits because I'm just an extra anyway. But that's the way it was back then. So now I come into the pageants. It's the same thing. I don't go in thinking, oh, I would love to be Miss Senior California. I'd love to be Miss Senior USA. I would love to be Miss Senior America. Yeah, it is. But what I have to look at is what has won in the past. And I do my research because the one thing that I have learned in life that people will use against an ethnic is that, oh, they never come prepared. I am so over-prepared. I missed an audition once because I think we had a little earthquake or something. And people were and I can't remember what happened. But I remember that they just looked at me. This was in the early 70s, and they looked at me and they just said, you didn't come prepared for this earthquake, did you? Well, no. Then how can I expect you to be prepared for a show? All I can do is say, well, thank you very much, as they showed me the door and threw me back my resume and picture because they weren't going to use me, but it was a good excuse to eliminate me. So you go prepared. Right now I'm getting ready to compete, and yes, I am working my ass off. Last year I competed, I got nothing, but I got a damn good video out of it. Oh yeah, I didn't get any good pictures. This year I'm going to get good pictures, and I'm paying to have a video made, and that's how I'm going in. All I can do is look at what they've picked before, assume that that's it, that I don't meet that criteria. Like I said, I meet the criteria of age. I'm a female. I can sing and dance. I have a gown. I can walk in heels. But when I look at what they have picked before, I don't meet that criteria. But at some point, 2, 3, 5, 8, 10 years from now, maybe a brown skin or an ethnic or an Indian will walk in there and they just go, oh yeah, we had one of those to walk in and compete a few years ago. She was good. Let's see what this one can do. Well, that's the best that I can hope happens. So that is what it's about, is that I can conform and not wear makeup, because trust me, when I don't have my base on, it is frightening. Yes. But I wear my base when I work out. Anytime I'm going to Skype or do a video conference and they say, oh, you don't need to wear a lot of makeup. Oh, bull. Yes, I do. And I will. If you're going to disqualify me because, oh my God, she wore lipstick, well, I'm good to go. I'm sorry. No, you're going to disqualify me because I didn't have my head up in braids or something. Well, I'm good. All right, because this is what somebody's going to see 5 to 8 years from now. If they're going to look at me and go, "Ooh, she really looks nice," or "Who is that?" And that's all I can hope for, create a buzz. And I have gotten my jobs. I have done my shows. I've had training from some of the best in the business, only because of the fact that this is the attitude that I come in with. I don't come in going, I should be treated special because I am. Yeah, I don't go in with the thing of, well, you don't have one, so you have to pick one. Well, what makes them think they're going to pick me? But when I leave, people know what I did. They remember me. I may not remember them, but they're going to remember me. If I show up the following year, they're going to say, "Oh, you again." They don't say, "Oh, who are you again?" No, "Oh, it's you. You came back. Oh, you're trying again? Okay, fine." So, again, it's all about, this particular rant is all about just being old, brown, and sexy. And I'm going to keep looking this way, doing what I do, having the mouth that I have the attitude that I have, until I can't do it no more. And those are the words of Popeye, in case of some of you don't know that. Popeye the Sailor Man, if some of you don't know that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off, and we will see you next time on my Mari Moment.